Okay, here with more. Texas Senator Ted Cruz. Senator, I don't know. I take this very seriously. Everybody I know, that I meet, that I talk to, they all talk about what has happened to Joe. I think it's a fair question. They asked it about Reagan. You and I are both admirers of Reagan. They asked it about John McCain. Bernie Sanders doesn't seem to have any problems. He's years older. It has nothing to do with the politics. It has to do with the person. And I think that what their stated plans have implemented, tell me if I'm wrong, are dangerous.
Look, their stated plans are radical, and some of the folks you've been talking about tonight are the people who are the rising forces in the Democratic Party. It really reminds me of, you remember the classic movie Weekend at Bernie's?
I do.
It's Weekend at Bernie's in two different ways. Number one, Weekend at Bernie's, they've got a dead guy that they roll out there, and that's a little bit Joe Biden. I mean, Joe Biden is hiding in his basement. They're going to roll him out to accept the nomination and give one speech from a teleprompter, and then they're going to roll him back to his basement, and they don't want him to say another word between now and Election Day. That's one aspect of Weekend at Bernie's. But the second aspect is the guy who spoke yesterday is driving the whole train. It is Bernie Sanders. It is AOC. It is Elizabeth Warren. It is the radicals. And Joe Biden is not holding back on them at all. He is letting them drive the entire train. If these guys win, we're going to wake up in January with Elizabeth Warren as Treasury Secretary. If these guys win, we're going to wake up with Bernie Sanders as Secretary of State and get ready to see him embracing Nicolas Maduro and communist Cuba, and get ready to see him going to Iran and letting them have the money to build nuclear weapons. If these guys win, we'll wake up and see AOC as the EPA administrator. And that may seem like a strange place until you realize her whole theme is the Green New Deal is shutting down jobs across the country. That's who's driving the party. And that is very frightening.
We're talking about this is the first time in history. Remember, he's embraced Bolshevik Bernie's economic plan. He's pledged trillions of dollars for the new Green Deal. These are their stated policies. He's pledging amnesty, open borders, eliminating, the United Sanctuary States of America, pledging trillions in new taxes and more bureaucracy. They're pledging no oil, gas, no fossil fuels. They're pledging everything's going to be free. This is not anything they're not stating. We're not making it up. This is their proposal. Those are the people he's aligned with. How does the country react to this when a lot of the country may be watching a lot of fake news?
Well, the Democrats don't want to focus on this. Listen, if this election turns on ideas, if it turns on substance, if it turns on policy, if it turns on what actually works for the country, then Republicans are going to have a fantastic election in November because our policies work. Freedom works. Free enterprise works. Protecting, securing the border, protecting our homes, having the police enforce law and order, all of that works. The Democrats' ideas of open borders and socialism, they're disasters, but this entire convention is all about hiding this. The Democrats want this to be a battle of personalities. What they're gambling on, their base hates Donald Trump, and they just want it to be a personality battle. Do you like what Donald Trump says or tweets? And the Democrats think they win just the personality battle. If we focus on substance, it ain't even close. Let's take something like open borders. It was only a few years ago. Chuck Schumer is speaking tonight. He used to talk about wanting to secure the border. No longer. You can't say that in the Democratic Party. You remember during the debate when they asked them, how many of you will support giving free taxpayer-financed health care to every illegal immigrant in America? And every one of them, including poor Joe Biden, raised their hand. And Joe just sort of looked scared. He was looking around going, oh, OK, I guess I got to raise my hand. That's where their party is. And you know what they didn't talk about at all, but what their angry base wants to do is abolish the police is not just a slogan. It's what the mob is demanding. It's what Bill de Blasio in New York City just is leading the fight to cut $1 billion from the NYPD. It's what Minneapolis is doing. It's what Portland is doing. That is dangerous and radical. And so the Democrats don't want the American people to know about it or focus on the substance of what they want to do.
All right. Senator Ted Cruz, great analysis, warning, admonition. The American people decide in 77 days. Thank you.